You know, I think I'm about to do an award show or some like end of the year academic shit. All these lists been garbage, bro. Like y'all niggas, bro. Like how old you niggas is doing lists, bro? Y'all got lists that don't got the niggas who really on. I see lists that don't got NBA YoungBoy on it, man. Get the fuck on out of here, man. Yo, I'm gonna keep it real right now. I'm gonna invent this shit. I think somebody probably read it, so I ain't gonna take credit for it. But yo, if y'all niggas got if y'all list got niggas like this on it, talking about you got a top 10, and you got niggas like Conway, Jay-Z, Nas. I love Nas, by the way. Nas is a legend. But what I'm trying to say is that if your shit it ain't reflective of anything current, and it's all about just straight legends, right? Not saying Conway's a legend. No disrespect to Conway. But if it's all about Jay-Z, Nas, and niggas who rap like 50 years ago, bro, we're gonna separate this. This is how I'm gonna do hip hop. I'm gonna separate hip hop. We're gonna have adult contemporary. Nas dropping his album should not be competing with YoungBoy. That's just a fact, my nigga. Like, that doesn't make sense. Does Nas dropping his album competing with YoungBoy even fucking compute? So most of these little dick riding ass niggas, you're not gonna give YoungBoy a nomination or a nod for anything, because you have to give Nas. Because if you don't give Nas, niggas will get you stupid. People like Nas, people like Jay-Z, they are legends. Their music will fall into a category called adult contemporary for me. I'm going to try to come up with a list, maybe a top 10, maybe a top 5 for best new artists, best labels, best album mainstream. You see, you got to put it into pockets. Best mainstream album, best adult contemporary album. You got to fix this shit up. I'm just watching all these niggas like just act like it's a free for all. It's just not. I love Nas. I love Jay-Z. I love his music. But I'm seeing lists with like, yo, Jay-Z had one of the best verses. Brother, like Jay-Z raps, like he drops 3 verses a year, and he's on a list, and niggas dropping 5 projects a year and they're not on the list. Bro, we just gotta fix this shit up, man. This age gap is fucking it up. And you know what? It ain't gonna be them niggas who do it. It's gonna be Akademiks. So let me try to figure this shit out. And I'm gonna try to do a wrap up and like maybe kind of like a slight award show. Anyway. Remy say horrible take. No, my nigga, that's not. You're not understanding what I'm saying, brother. Does Conway deserve to be nominated? Does Nas deserve to be nominated? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is it fair if you're nominating both of them in a category with Lil Durk? No. Because the criteria is all over the place. They're dropping albums that I don't think are competing for the same thing. I think if Nas is dropping an album, he's competing in an adult contemporary sense. There's nobody, and people gonna take this out of context. I love Nas. Like, bro, me and Nas, the first time I met Nas walked to me like, yo, is that the young legend Akademiks? So, I would never disrespect Nas a day in my life. But, bro, if somebody's 23, bro, like, they might not be even exposed to that Nas album. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but they might not be exposed to it. So, yeah, I'll definitely say that. So that's the point I'm saying. Let's put Nas in his own category where he could compete with people who are listening to the likes of him. Bro, hip-hop is expanded. You know what I mean? Like, hip-hop is expanded. You have the mainstream people, and then you have the people who are dropping on nostalgia. I'll give you an example. Rick Ross, if I'm going to put Rick Ross's album in something, it's going to be adult contemporary. You know why? Rick Ross isn't the hot for the moment type person who's making the mainstream album. Rick Ross dropped up. I like the project. Some people don't like it because they had certain people on it. But I like it. Here's the thing. That Rick Ross project is going to be adult. Not adult. It's going to be I think adult contemporary. You know what I mean? Bro, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Bro, there's nothing wrong with it. Like sometimes people just take it to think it's a diss. No. Nas having an adult, with the Grammys, they do adult contemporary. They just don't look at hip hop music as adult contemporary because they look at hip hop as all youth based. Hip hop is stretched these days. Jay-Z's 55 making hip hop. Nas is 50 or somewhere around that making hip hop. Why haven't we separated the fact or the reality that we have 50-year-olds in hip-hop that can make great music, but we also have 20-year-olds who are trying to make great music as well? You can't compare both of them. Nas and Jay-Z been a rapper for at least 20 years. At least 20 years. Some of these guys who are now on the mainstream current relevant shit, they've been popping for like the last 2-3 years. Bro, how's it fair for us to compare? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I love Youngboy. But when I hear Youngboy and Nas, it don't even make sense. Youngboy and Nas? I think about Nas's legacy. Nas was the guy. Nas had his era. So that's what I'm saying. We got to start breaking up this whole like hip hop shit. And I want to put like a little ranking in, at least for the people who I'm going to choose. I want to put in adult contemporary. It's not a diss. It just means you're an OG and a legend, that you're putting out music that we're judging on a little different criteria than the quote-unquote mainstream music. So we're judging Baby, if we're judging Dirk, if we're judging Youngboy, if we're judging Moneybagg Yo, if we're judging Pooh Shiesty, if we're judging a lot of these newer artists who are dropping music either once a year or multiple times a year, that's going to fall under a certain list. If not, it's going to fall on another list. Rest in peace to Betty White. 100%. Anyway. Yo, somebody say Moneybagg Yo 30-something. Yeah, it's not about age. It's just about, like, is your music being received by the current generation or not? Moneybagg Yo might be 30-something, but his music is being received by the current generation. Rick Ross's peak to me was like 2008, 2009, probably till 2013, 14. And I think Ross's music at that time was being received by people that were, at that time, in their early 20s. If you ask me now, they're in their 30s. That's why I'm saying adult contemporary. If there's a 35-plus crowd, and maybe I got to go with age demographics. If your music's being consumed by 16 to like, if the primary audience is between 16 and like, say, 33, mainstream. That's mainstream shit, right? And if your music doesn't bubble up in the mainstream, you don't get awards. But if you're like 34, 35, and your main audience is 34, 35, because there's some people who are 34, 35, but their main audience might be still 20. If your main audience is 34, 35, you're adult contemporary, if you ask me. Moneybagg Yo is faking his age. You think that nigga doing the 5-year foreign? Niggas say 5-year foreign was faking his age, man. Yo, they said they asked that nigga on Vlad. They say, yo, what year were you born in? And that nigga was doing math in his head like, wait. Yo, you ever seen that video? You ever seen that video? Yo, yeah, I ain't seen that video. Not like 5-year foreign, man. Hey, I didn't want to speak too long on it, but I don't even know if I should put this on here because niggas gonna be like, yo, Ak, you fueled it, you gassing it. Hey, matter of fact, I ain't even gonna play this. Hey, let me, again,